He's wisely going hard into wood. You can see the berries over here. Why is he not gathering food? I just walked them past the Ottoman base. Maybe we should attack. Hey everyone. Welcome back for another game. We're launching into the 1v1 ranked season, and we're up against an opponent we went up against in our placement matches, Rumbero. This is a fellow Abbasid player. He actually played Abbasid the last time we played. I think it was on French Pass. Went for a trade build. It was pretty cool. I don't know how I feel about Abbasid mirror matches. It's probably going to be a pretty big Castle Age game. We could probably both go Eco Wing, get up to 3 town centers, and just go from there. I'm going to try the Culture Wing into Preservation of Knowledge. Try to get the fast Castle Age. See what we can do with it. We can maybe make some knights. But, I don't know. The more I think about it, this is kind of a risky build because if my opponent goes for the Military Wing as their Castle Age up, all of a sudden they get 2 Camel Riders, which, I mean, Camel Riders can take out knights easy peasy. You can see we're both aging up. Rumbero's a little ahead of me. And we're getting down our lumber camp. We're thinking, we'll probably put down a stables just to make some horsemen. Just do a little bit of harassment. Horsemen don't feel like that big of an investment. We're going to be gathering extra gold. You can see we got the extra villagers on gold. That way we gather up a big base, and then we can purchase a bunch of economic upgrades. There's the mining camp on the stone. It's just starting to get mined, but we'll probably see a big pivot of villagers here. And we can confirm, yep, it's the Eco Wing. He's going to be going for 2, possibly 3 town centers. There's the stable. Unfortunately, we don't have enough food. Or no, we're missing wood. There we go. Let's get a horseman in the queue as quickly as we can. And yeah, we'll rally that forward. Scouting out the last of the map. We're here on Lipany. It looks like there's this channel, this valley between our bases. It's got berries, relic, and a sacred site. And then on the sides, it looks like we've got a lot of cliffs. So it's kind of got like an Altai feel to it. Our horseman is out, but Rumbero's already built he's already building one of his town centers. He must be. We can discourage these villagers off of the berries. It looks like, yep, he was getting wheelbarrow in there. But we're actually getting we're getting lumber preservation and acid distillation. Yeah, we spot the town center going up here. It's annoying because the villagers can take shots. We'll harass the wood line. Oh, thought we could get that villager there. And yeah, we're seeing a barracks going up, so he's going to defend against this. We're just going to kill these deer to be annoying. We don't want him gathering these deer easily, but look at what he's going to do. Yep, just garrison more villagers, snipe down my units. I'm not paying attention. It's painful. I've decided to make an archery range. We can bring out some archers, because if we park an archer here, park an archer maybe here, we can deny this gold and these berries. It'll be hard to get back here and deny some of this. And in fact, yeah, there's that second town center. So now he's going to be up at 3 town centers here. And look at how close he builds it. He can just retreat his villagers right over here and deal with my units. So I'm not getting a lot of gains here. We're taking shots at his lumber line here with our archers now, but and it looks like we've got enough to age up. We just haven't noticed it. There's an annoying bug where you don't get told that you can potentially age up. And you can see the villager gap is starting to build because Rumbero's got his 3 town centers. You can see he's already 3 economic units ahead. Checking the wood line again. We're not seeing anything. We'll go check this wood line. Wish we still had our scout up here. Wish he would come back. Hard to notice where his units are. And now we got some archers. We've got to target them down. We got to target the spearmen down with our archers, but it's not working out. We're right next to his production, so my units are having to rally all the way across the map. His are just spitting out and joining the battle. Unfortunate there. We are going to round out our 1-1-1 build here. We're going to start grabbing some blacksmith upgrades, but you can see the economic advantage is really starting to build for Rumbero. Granted, it's mostly food. He's mostly gathering up these deer and berries up here, probably these berries as well. So it's a huge food income. I'm not sure what he's going to do with all this food. He needs to make that transition over to gold or just start making tons of horsemen. Like, look at how much food he is at. That's insane. He's building up such a base of food. But yeah, we're in the Castle Age. And now we can take on his horsemen with these heavily armored units. I wish they were spearmen, but these units should do okay versus the horsemen. The horsemen don't have any upgrades. My lancers, just ranged armor. But we've got more man-at-arms coming, and this is what we're hoping to do. Send units in that he can't really deal with currently. But yeah, if he just focuses on this gold, and it looks like he's rallying villagers over, he can easily make it up to the Castle Age with probably the military wing if I were him. We're grabbing some veterancy upgrades, and we're also getting Fertile Crescent. And now we're just going to immediately put down the town center. I hope that town center came after that upgrade. But yeah, we're looking for one more. We just need more and more wood. And Rumbero's pulling ahead. He's almost, oh wow, he's up 16 villagers. He's coming up to 20 soon enough. But we're going to try and target down villagers. We're seeing them gather berries over here. We've also got some units on the backside. We can harass his farmlands. And okay, looks like Rumbero found one of my villagers, but I found one of his. Let's see. Yeah, he's killing villagers down here on my wood line, and I haven't noticed. Though we've got some heavily armored units moving in, and we're disrupting a lot of his gathering. But this is painful. We're so behind on economic units. Like, losing villagers is so bad here. We gotta keep our villagers alive. I mean, granted, we are up to our 2 town centers, and we're getting a third, but it's just not good trading. And man, look at all these villagers here. We're coming in, we're trying to harass villagers here, we're just not working out. And the continual rally of units is okay, but we need to see spearmen in the mix. Some spearmen would be great. But yeah, we haven't even gotten the hardened upgrade just yet. We're getting in on the villagers here at least. And yeah, he's out of food. He's gathered up all these berries. He has so much food. He could basically just gather up more gold and immediately go Imperial. Like, this would be an insane fast Imperial strat. I've been gathering up a lot of stone. We're going to wall off this left side of the map, and we're really behind economically. We're down 15 villagers. We need to just be pumping villagers out. Yeah, this town center needs to get to work. And yet, we're still behind on fresh foodstuffs. We need to get that upgrade. Okay, but we're killing random villagers over here. That's good. And we're idling a good chunk of his economy. That helps. Maybe this archer can find some on the wood line. We've got more units showing up. But yeah, here's the military wing, and he could already make it up to the Imperial Age. It'd be so cool if he just hopped up there. Instead, he's going to go for boot camp, maybe some more upgrades. And yep, there's the camel riders. They can make quick work of my knights. That said, looks like we're occasionally getting some villager kills here. And we are securing more of the map. Looks like we're getting an outpost down here. You notice my opponent hasn't really ventured outside the map except for this berry cluster here, whereas we are walling up, grabbing large stone deposits, and we're scouting out the map as best we can. We want to make sure he isn't taking advantage of more parts of the map. Would love to see even just a palisade wall up here, because then that just makes this central area the one place for accessing my base. And yeah, we're seeing villagers rally over. We should send these man-at-arms and archer that way. Yep, looks like we are. Let's take a look at upgrades. It looks like we're ahead in economic upgrades. And we're ahead in blacksmith upgrades, though not by much. We are grabbing agriculture. We're going to make a farming transition soon enough. Kind of early for agriculture. I mean, okay, we've got... agriculture. I mean, we've got the 4 villagers. We've got 4 farms already. We're going up to 7. Okay, we're making a big farm transition now. And nice, securing a relic. Always good to see. And yep, scaring those villagers off of food. You can see he's got like no food income. He needs to go after these deer. We'll probably see him do that shortly. That or he'll make a farm transition. Ooh, but over here, looks like we're duking it out with his units. Glad we made a camel rider because it seems to do well against all these horsemen. Yep, and now they're going to have to retreat. This outpost is being really annoying. I'm glad my villagers are gathering from these berries. Whenever we can deny berries off the map, that's good. And Rumbero's still just running these villagers around. The gold's finally out, but here's where the farm transition's going. That's very smart. If you're going for that triple town center build as the Abbasid dynasty, this is such a good idea. Have both of your town centers just a little bit apart, and then you can put farmlands all around them. Then when you are inevitably raided by castle age units before you're able to mount a response, you can retreat your villagers just inside these structures. They hold 10 apiece. It's a smart move. Ooh, getting a spring Alden placement. We're seeing villagers down here. I'm gonna go for a Wololo. I'm hoping he doesn't notice. Smart thing would be to come really close, but I'm too nervous he's gonna notice, especially after that attack ping notification. So I decide to go for it. So close. We almost had those villagers. He can go back to building it, but we're just getting more and more villager kills. And yeah, here comes a Lancer to get some more. He's coming forward. Lots of Lancers, lots of cavalry from my opponent. And we are making Spearmen. We've got the veteran Spearmen. He doesn't have ranged units. So these Spearmen are going to do really well. But he's running his forces past. Yeah, he's going to try and raid my base with all these units. But we're continuing to make Spearmen, and we can rally them down this way. We just don't want him getting on top of all these villagers. And yeah, we're putting down more production. Yeah, the Spearmen are going to do good here. We just need them to get down here and protect these villagers. However, we didn't quite win up here. These Man-at-Arms are doing too well. We'll get the Spring Alden placement, but it's a little late. And now we're having to deal with a big flood of military. You'll notice he's ahead in military. He's also ahead in economy, so we're really struggling here. This is when we do not want to lose lots of units, but there's just way too many units here. We need to wall off or just retreat our villagers. We gotta keep them safe. Yeah, equalized in villager kills, not good when we were behind for so long. Yeah, this is painful. Look at all the villagers going down. That said, we do have some units out on the map grabbing up these villagers who had wandered out here. And these 5 have been neutralized, essentially. They're on a standstill. 12 of his economic units aren't even working, but he's still ahead by 30. And we like all the arrow fire coming from the town centers, but these units are just way too armored, and oh, we're losing more and more villagers. Could go for Wololo here, but he's still on a cooldown. Painful. Not even given the chance to get them back inside. Yeah, so many villager kills. Look at that. He's ahead by 40 villagers now. And our economy's really idled. 15 of our villagers are idled to his 12. But we have denied these deer here, and we've denied these berries. So I'm surprised he's even gathering food. It's got to be from a farming economy that he's built up. And finally, we put a stop to all these units. Glad he didn't send more, although this outpost would have taken shots as they go by. Could wall these units in. That wouldn't be a bad idea. Instead, we'll just put down a keep. We might as well. There's not enough units here to be a problem, and the Spring Alden placement on this outpost is doing good work. And yeah, finding more villagers, but we need way more kills. We're behind by 40 units, although 26 of Rumbero's villagers are idle. What is up with that? Ooh, can we get that kill? Nice. Okay, now we're seeing some military upgrades. Yeah, these are some good blacksmith upgrades coming for Rumbero. I honestly think if he pushes me with these 27 man-at-arms, I don't stand a chance. And I have to assume he's got more units out there. Yeah, there's more of those man-at-arms. Ugh, with the plus 23 hit points because of the boot camp. Oof, forget how strong the Abbasid man-at-arms can be when you go the military wing. We don't have anything like that. Instead, we just have cheap upgrades, and we just don't have the gold income to even be researching anything. We're watching this huge clump of man-at-arms moving around the map, and we're just going to put stone walls up. Kind of interesting, Rumbero coming this way. We can block him off with the wall, but he is the Abbasid. He can always just build a battering ram right here. But no, it looks like he's backing off. That or he just auto-pathed them. Yeah, they just don't know any better. That's a lot of man-arms. We need to make a crossbowman transition. Hopefully we'll see more archery ranges coming up. It's good when the opponent goes man-at-arms because you know what to make, but man, these are some beefy man-at-arms. And we are just caught kind of flat-footed on the transition to crossbowman. Got some raiding forces, but yet these berries are already gone. We have to assume these are starting to be gathered as well. So many units. Look at the military and economic advantage for Rumbero. That's insane. And he's built up a huge mass of gold. He's just not spending it. Not sure why. He could really queue up a lot of upgrades right now. Being not great with his resource spending. He could honestly crush me right now. He has such an economic advantage in terms of gold. He's so far ahead in econ and military, and yet he's pumping units. But instead he's chasing my forces around the map. I'm going to split them up, try and get some kills where I can. I haven't seen any villagers out on the map, but we haven't been scouting all that well. Hopefully this outpost is giving him really annoying attack ping notifications. His army breaks off. I don't know where they ended up going, but we are scouting some places where he's been gathering. And I have to assume he's just moving huge masses of villagers around the map. That's why there's occasionally a huge chunk of them idle. And we're just seeing things disappear off the map, just getting sucked up. And here comes a forward keep. This looks rough. It's going to secure this valley for him, but we can put gates on these walls. We can still do, raiding like this. Really good here. Love seeing the villager kills. Finding more up here. Yep, killing this wood line. Should probably send this infantry up here to the gold or up into the farmlands. Find a random trebuchet. Figure my spearmen might be able to take it out, but just going to get sniped by this keep. No surprise there. And this trebuchet, it's going to be a problem because he's going to start sieging down my outpost and this keep. Looks like we did the full wall off. Love seeing that. All stone walls looking good. We find his army. So many man-at-arms. The fact that that camel rider broke away means, oh, I saw it, and I'm going to now adjust my unit production. Yeah, so many more crossbowmen in production now. Yeah, we need way more crossbowmen. And spearmen. Couldn't hurt to make spearmen against all these veteran horsemen. But getting more villager kills up here, we've actually equalized things really well. Rumbero maybe forgetting to produce villagers. Like, look at that. We're already up 82 to 84. But in terms of economic upgrades, he's got better food gathering, but we're looking okay. We do need to get some more of our blacksmith upgrades cooking. Yep, there we go. Love to see that. And yep, we're getting... Oh, okay, ranged armor. Maybe not the best idea, considering he's just making melee units. Maybe we'll rethink that. Sending a springald out, but he's got eyes on it. He's gonna send his horsemen out to destroy those springalds. And we're repairing this keep to try and keep it alive. But yeah, our units keep getting into his fields. And there's that retreat that I'm talking about, where you can just send your villagers inside. And now you got these turrets just putting down units left and right. He can't come forward just yet. This keep is still standing. We're repairing it. He's gonna need more trebuchets. I don't know why I'm making battering rams. Could maybe use them to take on the keep, but we're not knocking down that keep. We need to recognize how far behind we were for most of this game. We should probably retreat, get a bunch of springalds. Just springalds, crossbowmen, spearmen. But instead, we've got horsemen in the queue, some knights. I do like seeing a springald coming out. Yep, looks like we built one. That's a good choice there. But we need to watch out for, like enemy mangonels that are going to take on all of our crossbowmen. I'd love to see more crossbowmen in production. We've got a decent amount up here. 14 crossbowmen up front. And look at that, finding more villagers. But they decided to take on my camel rider. But we'll just send more units through these side gates. Walling up these sides has been great. I really think Rumbero should wall up if he gets the chance. He's got the wood to do it. Keeps going down. We're wondering if he's going to come forward. We don't really want to engage near the keep. We'll try and bait him a little. Yep, skewer all of these horsemen. We're not in range of the keep, so that's good. We're taking out a springald. He's taking out my trebuchet, though. Ooh, and we need these spearmen to engage with the horsemen, but this is just an all-out brawl here. He does have better upgrades, so that's one thing we need to watch out for. And remember, all these man-at-arms have extra HP. This is a rough battle for me. I mean, we've got the right unit composition with the crossbowmen. They're just chewing through the man-at-arms, but the man-at-arms have such good upgrades, it just doesn't really even matter. Because once we lose this front line, his units are going to swarm forward. Glad to see all the crossbow bolts going into these man-at-arms, and I love seeing this. More raids, finding more kills. Yeah, that's a Lancer, nice. Gained so many villager kills here. Look at that, we're taking an advantage. We're using crossbowmen to take shots at the trebuchet, but this isn't effective. We needed springalds to still be alive, then we could snipe down some of these. Yeah, look, they don't care that my units are attacking them. If he sent some villagers forward, he could do really well. But yeah, now he's making a big horseman transition. He's just going to make tons of horsemen. Oh, but we're finding villagers here. Would love if the Lancers had gone back that way. Discouraging any villagers from coming on the berries, from this gold. We're finding some ways around, but look at the trebuchets. Oh, they just snipe my springald. And now I don't have enough spearmen. We've really neglected making them. We've realized that we need them now, but this is painful. He's got such a military force. Our production is not keeping up, and our econ is just starting to get ahead. You can see it's now 87 to 68. We need time. And I would not have been dancing up and down this valley. Oh no, what are you doing, Springald? I would not have been dancing up and down this valley, engaging with his units, if I had known this is the position I would be in. Because now I need to desperately make units. Because we've got the eco advantage. We're definitely behind in upgrades, although we're trying to catch up. I can see that. But yeah, we need units up to the front line. And all this production is going to get destroyed if he breaks through. We can send small groups of units out to raid for villagers. Like, there's probably villagers here. There's always going to be villagers in these farmlands. Yeah, this is looking good. Hopefully they just stop right here and, yeah. Love all the villager kills. Okay, if you're going to go triple town center, at least get textiles. Yep, more villager kills. So yeah, you can see now we're ahead by 20 villagers. We've got good economic upgrades, but the wall's been destroyed. We need to re-wall. At least we're getting stone. Although we're long distance mining it, we need to fix that. But we are mining stone, so we can always just pop a wall up whenever we need to. But eventually he's going to send ranged units forward. He hasn't made ranged units this whole game, but he's got to send them forward eventually. And look at that, another knight getting into... We're ahead by 22 villagers now. Yep, finding more areas to deny. And we're making more and more units. But you can see we're still behind so much in terms of military. And with the exception of food, my opponent has so much lumber and gold. He can make all the siege units he wants. Because he's built up such a bank. Like, yeah, we're ahead economically and we're actively getting villager kills. But, man, he is, he's sitting on a big bank of resources. And if all you need is food, like if you just have tons of wood and gold, it's pretty easy to fix your food economy. You can just get down more farmlands. And look at this, still getting kills back here. This Lancer has just gotten so many villager kills. We're up to 80 villager kills. But yeah, now we've got almost a 30 villager lead. But here come his units. And looking at the unit composition, it's good we have all the crossbowmen, but that's a lot of horsemen. We need to make spearmen. Or camel riders. Camel riders couldn't hurt. And I think this might be it. He's coming forward for the kill. All he has to do is destroy the House of Wisdom and my town center. So if he can get into position in this sort of wood line here or clear out this military production, I'm going to have to engage. How am I doing on spring alds? I only have one spring ald, and he's sitting on a lot of mangonels. That's 4 mangonels. We're still a little behind in terms of blacksmith upgrades, and we don't want to get hit by these mangonels. We got to spread the crossbowmen out. And unfortunately, my units are kind of clogging to the left here. We don't want to let the horsemen get on top of our crossbowmen, but yeah, he's wisely brought the horsemen forward. You can see a lot of my units are on the backside, just not getting kills. And ouch, the mangonels are landing some shots on my crossbowmen. And look at the massive man-at-arms. There's just no end to them. There's still 45 of them alive. I have to call GG after this. I mean, it really looked like we were starting to get ahead economically, but Rumbero built up such a bank. That's what happens when you move your villagers from resource point to resource point. You just suddenly find yourself with a bank of a random resource, and then you can just spend it to pump a ton of units. And look at the production. It's all just stables and barracks. Maybe we'll steal this one. Seems like a nice Abbasid build. Just go for the eco wing, get all the town centers you need, and then once you make it to the castle age, you just pump man-at-arms and horsemen. If you pump man-at-arms and horsemen, it's pretty rare that the enemy is going to be as wise as me and put down all these stone walls. And honestly, stone walls aren't that scary. You could just put down some rams and get through them pretty quick. But yeah, kudos to Rumbero. He's a Diamond 1 player from what I saw. And if we can kind of go toe-to-toe, all right. Makes me think Diamond 1 isn't that far off. It's where we ended last season, so maybe we can get there. But for now, Plat 1, learning new Abbasid builds from Rumbero. Appreciate it. Good game. Catch you for the next one.